Bro code. We in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne. We in that zone. Bro code. Don't break bro code. Bro code. We in that mode. We in that mode, everything I'm doing with you, so we build a bigger picture. You was my bro, everything I'm building with you, so the family is richer. They better ask us about it, they know that we bought it, so they better not press with no issue. Oh, no, mess with one of us, that's two of us, that's coming at your door. If the two of us ain't feeling you, the three of us on go. If you come to play with three of us, we bout to let it blow. And we handing out that smoke, cause it's bro code. We in new modes, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne.
Yeah, we back again for another episode of
Bro
Code. Facebook family, YouTube, Bro Code family, man. Thanks for joining us again. Shout out to AC, man. 3/4 of Bro Code here, but, man, we're going to hold you down.
Hold you down, bro.
Yeah, you, man. Hey.
We're going to keep it going, though.
Keep it going, man. You know, so, you know, we always coming with these hot topics.
Yeah, man.
And we sometimes have these controversial topics.
Yeah, man.
But it's all good, man, because we like to have both sides of the spectrum, man, you know. So, the topic of the night is, do men sacrifice their happiness for women in relationships? I'm going to say that one more time. Do men sacrifice their happiness for women in relationships? So instantly, when I thought, when this topic came to mind, I thought about the saying, happy wife, happy life, right?
Okay. Yep.
So to me, I feel like that was a little exclusive, right? Because it's excluding the man, right? What about the man's happiness?
Okay.
Does his happiness not matter in the
I see where
relationship
you're going
or the
with this.
marriage?
I see where you're going with this.
You know what I'm saying?
So being the only married man in the room.
Right.
Right.
Because I know you're going to give us that good knowledge.
I'm going to give you some good knowledge.
Okay,
right?
okay.
It's
That's what we want.
both, in order for it to truly work,
Right.
both of y'all have to be happy.
Okay. So that's my thought, right?
Right, mine
Mine
too. That's the thought.
So here today, we're going to take that saying, we're going to ball it up,
Throw that one away.
and we're going to throw that away.
Yeah.
We're going to throw that away.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah.
That's bogus.
Because
that's old school.
right, that's that old school.
Way old school.
Way old school thought.
For sure. 100%.
Right. Because if you're not happy, then your wife not happy because y'all not talking, y'all not
Yeah,
communicating.
because, I mean, if you're not happy, then she going to know it.
Right.
And so
She
then,
should know.
If she a good wife.
Yeah.
She should know.
And so that energy is going to pass over to her.
Right.
And then she's going to, you know what I'm saying, reciprocate. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So bad energy is going to just reciprocate even more bad energy.
Right.
Right?
So
it's definite.
right. So being an unmarried man, because I've never been married, but I've been in plenty of relationships, and you know, for me, I always felt like it went both ways.
Mm-hmm.
You make me happy, I make you happy, then we have a happy situation.
Right.
You know, I don't think one person is above the other. From my perspective, I might be wrong, you know, but from my perspective, you know, you can't have a successful situation if you're just giving.
Well, you're supposed to be equally yoked.
True.
Okay.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. You're supposed to be equally
That's what
yoked.
they say.
Okay. So I was married.
Right.
Okay. And was I happy? No.
Right.
I wasn't happy. Reason why I was not happy because I was that dude, happy wife, happy life. Okay. So I put all my energy and time into making the wife happy. Whatever you needed, whatever you wanted, I was that provider. I tried to make sure everything happened for you.
Right.
Let me ask you one question.
What's that?
Well, what you said, right, being that provider and doing all that stuff, do those things make you happy providing for her?
It did because being raised like that, that's all I saw. I saw my dads, my uncles, my granddad going to work providing. I saw that blueprint. Mm-hmm. So that's the blueprint that I got.
But did it make you happy though?
Right, I'm saying because it lets me know that okay, the outcome that comes from me doing all that was the fact that you happy. But the problem that I ran into was when it got to those days where you providing, and you don't appreciate the hard work I'm putting into providing, that's when the happiness goes to unhappy. Because now, instead of me focusing on what can I constantly do to make you happy, I'm asking myself, all this I done did and you still ain't happy?
So how did it make? Were you happy being able to make your spouse happy?
So
Because some people
right.
they get a certain type of feeling from being able to
Do
make
something
their
for somebody.
Right.
Right, right. And see, that's how I was from the beginning.
Right.
Okay. Hey, I'm taking care of my wife. I'm taking care of my baby. We got a house. We got a car. Like, I'm providing. Like, I'm happy.
So was it at a point to when she didn't seem appreciative?
Right. So when you didn't feel appreciative, those days where I used to just wake up and say, you know what, no matter how tired I am, I'm going to work because I got to provide for my family. It came to the point where it got to be those days when I woke up and I looked to the side. I was like, man, I really don't want to go to work, but this is what I'm married to, and I don't have no choice, so I got to go because, I'm saying, you don't see the struggle, you don't see the unhappiness, you only focusing on you. So that happy life, happy wife thing or whatever, however it goes, happy wife, happy, whatever it goes, my thing is, I agree with you, Coop. I feel like in order for that man to continue to provide for you, you have to be in tune with him to show him, listen, yeah, I'm that happy wife, but my job is to make sure you that happy husband to continue to make me that happy wife.
Right. So I think, so I'm listening to you, and I would agree with what you're saying. Like, I think as men, when we see that appreciation, being given by our spouse or our significant other, it fuels us to continue to go out and do what we need to do to make sure we got the roof over our head. We got these luxuries. You can come home to, a refrigerator full of food, lights on, water running. You know what I'm saying? The kids can, get whatever they want, right? I see that, and I understand that, and I concur with that. I think sometimes, it does happen when there's that ungratefulness, so to speak, that unappreciation of the efforts, or that, you need to be doing more, but I'm doing, as much as I can to make sure that we have and we not falling short. You know what I'm saying? So as men, we run into them roadblocks sometimes where we have those feelings of, man, I'm doing as much as I can, but it don't seem like it's enough. So how do we get past that?
So let me tell you something. Not cut you off. Let me tell you something that's funny. So a lot of women that I know, probably, I would say, I'm going to go on a limb and say at least 90% of the women in the world love the song Superwoman. So the lyrics, I'm saying, all the lyrics that we're saying, your eggs are over easy, all that, okay? So I used to be like, you know what? I'm saying, when you listen to the song, she's like, I'm saying, I'm the stuff you used to do, I'm saying, like, you used to kiss me, I'm saying, you used to, like, when I cook your breakfast, you used to like all that, okay? So I'm like, okay, they got this song for women, they always singing this song, like, we need a song, like, what kind of song? So I found the song, okay? The song is by Joe, okay?
For men?
For men, it's called Superman, okay?
Is that the answer? That's the answer to Superwoman?
No, that's the answer to it. Listen, if you listen to the song, when you go and listen to the song, it's called Superman. No, I take that back. It's called Impossible. I take that back. Correction. It's called Impossible. By Joe.
Okay.
When you get a chance, listen to it. Okay. Basically, what he said is, I am who I am. Okay, but you think I'm a Superman. I'm not Superman. I'm just a man, basically, that's providing and doing, I'm saying, what I'm used to doing. But the thing what women need to understand is, like you said, when you appreciate that man that I am, it makes me want to be that Superman that you so desire. So the appreciation comes, so the appreciation is that fuel. I'm saying, as long as, prime example, okay, it may be, let's use Valentine's Day, okay? Valentine's Day, okay? I might be able to, this year, buy you 2 dozen of roses, okay? You all happy because you got something to show off, okay? Next year, I may be struggling a little bit, but you know what? It's Valentine's Day. Let me cook you a meal. Okay? That same energy that you gave me when I bought you them 2 dozen of roses, I need to see that same energy when I put thought into it and do something different and make you that meal. What make brothers not really want to do a lot, because when you get to the point where you focusing on materialistic stuff, I'm saying, you can't sit here and say, well, I want a man that put thought into it. Okay. But then I ain't buy you no flowers. I want to cook you a meal.
Right.
Oh, I mean, this nice and everything, but I would have had some flowers. Really?
It's the visual, man. Like it's all about the likes.
Right.
You know, the hearts, you know.
Me personally, I don't like to do the same thing over and over and over again.
So what I guess back to the question at hand.
Right.
Like, have you made any sacrifices that you sacrificed your happiness for her happiness?
Yeah, I did. Working every day, even days when I felt like I wanted to take a break. Because if you don't have that partner that lets you know, like, even though men, we that provider and we work all the time, we get tired. Okay, the weight is on our shoulder. Sometimes we just want to sit around, have a drink, and just chill all day long. Okay, if I decide to do that, I need to know that my household is not going to go lacking because I have a partner that's beside me that let me, okay, baby, it's okay for you to take a day off here and there because you need to rest. I got us. I'm saying that's where the sacrificing comes in at.
So as a man, I did. You know, I sacrificed for a certain amount of time, right? You know, like, okay, all right, I like to do this, but we can't do that right now. She like to do this. Okay, let's do that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was in my younger years. So I think as men, you know, we all go through that phase of feeling like, all right, we can do this when we like at a certain age. But then when we get to an older age, we realize like, okay, it don't have to be like that. It can be a two-way street. It ain't necessarily got to be a one-way street, right? So it's like, right. You want to go to school, you want to get yourself together, cool, I got you. I got the bills, don't worry about working, get yourself together. Yeah, I'm tired. I'm working 10, 12 hours a day. You know what I'm saying? But I'm looking at the bigger picture, right? But not knowing the bigger picture ain't looking at me.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
So
that's when it becomes a problem.
So at that point you weren't happy.
Right. So then I'm becoming a disgruntled employee. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at the bigger picture and I'm trying to focus on the bigger picture, but it ain't looking at me, right? You know, so now I'm feeling bamboozled. You know, so now it's like, okay, I done sacrificed to help build you up, and that's not what's going on. So now the thought process got to change. So now the actions got to change. It's got to be different. You know, I have friends that are married, and I listen to them talk about being married, and they always talk about the things that they do for their wives or the things that they don't do for themselves in order to do things for them wives. Oh, my wife wanted the Louis Vuitton purse, so I went and spent $1,300 on that, and, you know, I didn't buy myself a pair of shoes or a pair of work shoes. Or, oh, my wife wanted a new car, but it was time for me to get a new car, but because she wanted a new car, I got her old car and I got her the new car.
That happens a lot.
So stuff like that.
But
right.
But at the same time though, right? You can look at it like this, right? I was talking to, I think we were talking to, it was an older gentleman. He'd been married many years or whatever, right? But you know, it does make sense, right? Because you would want your wife to have potentially the better car, right? Because what's gonna happen when that car break down?
You gotta keep fixing it.
Well, not even that. Somebody gotta go get her.
That too.
Or something like that. Do you want your wife broke down on the side of 285 or 85 or something like that? You weigh in Gwinnett and she down here off Old Nat, right? Trying to come home, right? Do you put her in the better car, right? Yeah, you sacrifice not having whatever you want, right, at that particular time, but you know that your wife is driving something reliable.
So what about you? So again, are we supposed to just ignore ourselves and be like, hey, I'm gonna get the wifey. If I break down, I break down.
I mean,
you don't work, but look though, you don't work like 12 hours. You tired. You get in the car, you head home. You on 285. The car start overheating.
Yeah.
You got to pull over.
Yeah, but I
It's
mean,
it's heat.
like for me, it would be better for me to deal with that than her to deal with it.
Right.
I mean, because when she deal with it, if it happens to her, I still got to deal with it.
Right.
I got to deal with it now. Now I got to come down and get her versus she up there, she chilling, she cool. You know what I mean? On the way, and I'm just dealing with getting the car back home or whatever, or to the shop or whatever.
So I agree with you on that. So one thing that I want everybody to understand, because when I talk, a lot of people feel like you know what, this dude been burnt a lot. I have. Okay. So when I tell these stories,
Wait, hold. Be careful when you say that word.
What?
You been burnt a lot. Well, you see that article?
Okay,
well, say
about
pause.
Well, I'm just saying, not in the sense like that. But I'm just saying, like basically unappreciative. Okay, unappreciated.
Okay.
Right.
So, okay, happy wife, happy life.
Right,
Okay,
right.
Married. Okay, paid cash for this truck on the car we had. Okay, make sure that you get back and forth to work. You drop me off at work. You go and do everything. Constantly breaking down. I'm constantly putting money into it. Okay, guess what? Hey, you know what, babe? I don't need you riding around like that. Got to constantly put money into this vehicle, and you're not safe. Okay, let me go. Let's go find you something. Okay, go find you something. Your credit score ain't all that good. My credit score good. I'm making the money. Guess what I do? I'm a co-sign on the dotted line for you to get this car. Why? Because what? Happy wife, happy life. Okay, I'm co-signing. Okay, back in the day, I'm saying I used to be sickly. I used to have epilepsy. I used to have seizures. Okay, I'm saying thank God for deliverance. Okay, as soon as I got sick, guess what the doctor told me? Okay, sir, for 6 months you cannot drive. Okay, I'm not worried. Why?
You got a wife.
Happy wife.
Right,
okay.
right.
Guess what I was doing? Every day that to come for me to go to work, either I'm catching a ride or I'm riding the bus. But the wife happy because you driving. Oh, babe, can you take me to work? I don't feel like getting up. But I sacrifice my credit and my money to make sure that you riding good, and you can't even take a brother to work who providing. So that's why I say, well, when people like, you know what, you've been through a lot. Yeah, because life is full of lessons. So I want everyone, I'm gonna look in the camera when I say this. I want every woman to understand. You know what I'm saying? I don't just come for women like because I got a problem with women. No. What I would need women to understand is you have a lot of good brothers out there that's willing to put forth the effort to take care of you and do stuff that when you get when you're unappreciated, I don't want to keep saying burnt, but when you get unappreciated and when you get to go through something where you don't put all this sacrificial time and effort into this person, it makes you look at the next one and like, I don't know about that. And no matter how much effort she put in to show you, you gotta.
In that particular scenario that you just described, like, so did you actually go to her and talk to her? Hey, ask her why she wasn't able to drop you off?
Bro, I did all that. And my best friend used to come pick me up every morning, and he was like, "Bro, I don't understand. Like, I pass by here, but I don't have to stop. You got a wife, and she can't even drop you off at work."
Bro, me personally, that would never fly.
Bro,
and as a matter of fact, she wouldn't be driving that thing.
But
me personally,
happy wife, happy life, right?
Right. But that's what they say.
That's what I'm saying.
So that's what we threw
what
out
I'm
the
saying.
door. We threw that out the window. We balled that up.
Know what I'm saying? No, we balled it up now.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying.
But that's what it was.
Right. That's what it was then.
Yeah.
But then it also depends. And see, one thing I'm going to limb and say this. That's why we as black men, I'm going to say that, have to be fathers to our boys to let them know, listen, number one, you have to know your worth. And number two, you got to be able to, if you're in a situation and you know you're not happy, you ain't got to put up with that. Okay? Yeah, loneliness might come. Yeah, you might have to be single, be on your own. But guess what? At least you're peaceful, and at least you happy. Okay? Don't put in no situation to the fact where you feel like, you know what? Well, at least I got somebody, so I'm gonna spend all my money just to make sure she happy, and then she don't respect you and she unappreciative. Nah, bro. The old me, yeah. The new me, no.
Yes, and I concur with that 100% because I tell mine the same thing. You know, your happiness and your salvation is first and foremost. Because if you're not happy, you cannot make nobody else happy. You can't do nothing for nobody else that's going to be beneficial for y'all as a couple.
Right. For sure.
So it definitely has to be a situation where y'all benefiting together, y'all building together, and nobody is outshining nobody else. And I can understand and align with what you said about the car and credit, and because I've been there and I've done that.
Right.
So I know where you coming from with that. You know what I'm saying?
What was your situation? Was it positive in the end?
Same thing. No, it wasn't positive in the end because it's never positive in the end. Because we always take an L in the end. We always taking the L. You know, we always look out for the women. And again, we not bashing women, and every woman is not like that.
Right.
So, you know, we're going to get that disclaimer. But we all have stories of where we have done certain things for females and the result has been less than good.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, same thing, graduated. Had a car, credit was good, money was good, boom. Chick I'm dealing with, car. You know what I'm saying? Trying to go back and forth to work, trying to go up and down the road. Hey, babe, boom, don't worry about it, I got you. Put myself on the hook, boom. Give you this car, I go get another car. You know what I'm saying? What happened at the end? No car note being paid, no insurance being paid, 2-3 months.
Repo.
Yeah, that's what we're looking at,
Repo,
right?
Man, yeah.
But then who at the end got to come up with the money?
Yeah. Who got the bag?
So right.
And
so
the
who
bag,
credit
right.
who credit finna take the hit?
Right.
So who got to work extra hard? So you're already working 10, 12 hours, you know, to pay the bills. Then on top of that, you find out, oh, cable bill ain't paid, light bill ain't paid. So who that fall back on? But happy wife, happy life, right? Even though it wasn't a wife, you know, you with somebody who you thinking, okay,
Gonna
this
be
is
wife
direction
material.
Right.
Right.
But that's the direction we heading, right?
Man,
but I can't even trust you to pay the cable bill.
Yeah, man. In your situation, I would say you stretch yourself a little bit too far out there, right?
But she was working too now.
But you putting your name on a contract on a serious dotted line for somebody that hasn't. I mean, you ain't married, so there ain't no full commitment. So you put yourself out there.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Yes and yes.
Yes and no. So no, it wasn't. But you talking about this wasn't a 1 year, 2 year situation. You talking about we like at this point 3 years in.
That's just that 3 years.
Almost 4 years in. So this heading in the direction of.
So I like. So I'm gonna get off O on this one. I'm gonna get on Coop.
Thank God.
Right. So
I'm about to get it.
Yeah. So you assign your name on that dotted line, but you won't post them online.
So okay, so
3 years.
wait.
Did he go back on that one?
Wait, I deserve that. But look, at the point back then, social media wasn't like that. Social media wasn't like that back then.
Yeah.
Look, it wasn't even like that.
Yeah.
I think the most we had back then, it was like Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was like still for like college students.
No, you was on what you call it, MySpace.
No. I don't think it was. No. Yeah, MySpace was still going on.
Gucci had a Gucci background.
Yeah,
I can see
yeah.
Coop with a Gucci background.
Now I had a little music. I had figured out how to put the music on that.
Yeah.
Put a little music on that thing.
But you see that? I mean, that's.
But no, I mean I get what you're saying, but again, like as men, you know, when we grow up a certain way and we see the activities of said men,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like that's where your thought process is. That's where your mind is, right? Okay, this is my girl. I don't want her to be struggling. I can make sure we straight. That's what I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying? And as a man, that's what we do. We make sure both of us straight. You know, and then in the end, because you never think, as men, we never think that there's gonna be an end, right? We never think that you know, now we do because we're older, but when you like 20, 30,
I mean, I can say,
you know, you never do.
When I first started working, I was, you know, I paid some rent. I paid for some school and stuff like that.
Right.
But I was definitely not putting my name on no dotted lines. You know what I'm saying? That's because that's
lesson learned,
But,
right?
but listen, you paying rent for somewhere you want to stay though.
True. I did. I mean,
I'm
so I
saying,
feel
so
I
it's a
guess it's-
sacrifice.
yeah, I sacrificed.
And so then to piggyback off what he just said,
Yeah.
I'm saying growing up down south, I'm saying I think my biggest thing was listening to my grandma tell me, listen, okay, what you don't do, another man will do, okay? So this coming from a woman who I feel like knows women. So my mindset is like, okay, everything my woman need, I need to do that, okay? You say what you don't do, another man will do, okay? My mindset was like this, okay, if you're going to leave me or we're not going to be together, it's not going to be because what I could not do for you, okay? But what Granny did not tell me was this, okay? All the times that I'm focusing on doing for you so another man won't do, you weren't doing for me so another woman won't come in and do.
Right.
So it was one-sided. So all the things that I went through because my mindset was one-sided. So now I'm going to go and say this. We as black fathers, that's why it's so important for us to be a part of our young males and females' life, because it won't be just be one-sided in the household to the point where they only focus on what the mama teaching or what the daddy is teaching. Now you get it from both sides. Because my girls, they come to me like, well, you know what, Dad, I feel like this right here. I said, well, you know what, that's what your mama told you. But let me tell you how it is from a man perspective, so you'll have both sides of it. So now when you go out and make these decisions, you know how it's going to affect you from both sides.
Well, yeah, you
So,
can say that anyway.
yeah, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is, for the ones who neglect to be that father in their kids' life, that's why it's more important for that. Because so it won't be one-sided. You won't get to the point where you feel like happy wife, happy life. You feel like, listen, okay, I want a happy wife, but I want to be happy too.
Right.
So how can we be happy together?
Right. Happy relationship is
Right.
the goal.
Partnership.
Right. Partnership. No one person is over, the situation. Man, woman, whatever. Like, we want to be happy together. We want to do stuff together. We want to grow together. You know what I'm saying? And, like you said, like, getting it from one perspective, it made us look at stuff different. Like, it made us look at situations like, all right, I'm the man. This my job.
Right.
I got to do this. I grew up in a household with, both parents, but, my pops was always taking care of this and that. Mm-hmm. So seeing that, it was like, all right, that's what I got to do. Even though, my mama might have had the light bill. If she couldn't pay it, guess who it fell back on? Pops. Because he wasn't going to let us not have air. He wasn't going to let us have lights. So it fell back on him. So from a man perspective, like, okay, this is what I got to do as a man. This is where I got to be. And so when I'm with somebody 2 years in, 3 years in, my thought process is, okay, this is the direction, this is the trajectory we headed on. So, yeah, I'm going to make sure you good. Because I don't want you struggling. You're not finna be driving the struggle bucket while I'm over here chilling. You know what I'm saying? And so that's my thought process. And then at the end, when it comes out like, oh, you not doing nothing? So now I'm in a really bad situation because now I'm trying to take care of all these bills and I ain't got no help because you done slid on me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's not a good feeling. I always tell people, and I have, married friends and single friends, 2 is always better than 1.
100%.
Always. You know what I'm saying? Like, 2 is always better than 1. Like, you can't beat that.
Yeah, it's like is it easier to work with one hand or 2 hands?
Right. Exactly.
1 foot or 2 feet?
Right.
2 feet.
And see, like, I respect your point because you are married 11 years in the game. Okay, so we on this show. I'm saying a brother want to get to that point.
I'm just trying to get to 1 year.
I'm saying
I'm trying to get down the aisle.
Man,
right.
Where the ring at, man? Where the ring
I
at?
can't get one, man.
Listen, a brother trying to get to that point. At the same time, I'm saying, like, you can't get to that point where you feel like, I'm saying, the road you're traveling by yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing. You know what I'm saying? You can say all day long, I'm saying, I'm wifey material.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You can say all day long, I'll be the best woman you ever had. Mm-hmm. You can say all day long, oh, I ride for my man. Okay? But then when I put you to the test and you fail, all that was just talk.
Is there a point after X amount of relationships that were potentially good relationships, potentially, right? That was heading that way, right? At some point, do you start looking at yourself and saying, man, maybe it's something I'm doing wrong? Because I didn't had 10, 11 different relationships or whatever, and they all seem to end up going down the same path, some kind of way.
So I think any man, if every relationship is ending up the same and the result is becoming the same, they start to analyze like they should. Any man,
It's you.
right? Like, okay, am I doing something wrong? Is something going on that I'm unaware of?
Right.
So I think self-analysis comes in at some point. You know what I'm saying?
Or it could be, I guess, the flock that you're picking from.
And it could be that too.
Could be.
So that's where I think as men, we start with ourselves first. And we say, man, am I picking the wrong women? Or am I not being clear about my expectations?
Right.
There we go, back to
Or the goals of the
Right.
situation?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't just come to my house and be going to my refrigerator.
Or even
You know what I'm saying?
Or even deeper than that. I'm saying, and this I keep preaching this. We as men, you gotta let them know how you feel.
That's true.
I'm saying,
That's true.
Like, listen, because like you can call me a punk, you can call me what you want to call me. If you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna let you know you did that. I don't care how many weights I lift, how strong I am, how big I am. Okay.
Because women let us know.
Right, because
They do.
you know what I'm saying, if I say something to you out the way, and I could be playing with you joking, okay, you hold a whole grudge on it, and I might not even know what happened because you laughing, we both laughing, and in your mind you be like, you don't piss me off.
Boy,
Okay? So,
I
but
got a
guess
story
what?
for that.
I don't know that
Yeah.
because you laughing, we joking around, but then now I'm trying to touch you, and you like, I'm like, we were just playing. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying? Well, I ain't like what you said, but you was laughing. You know what I'm saying? So, but you gonna let me know that I crossed the line. So we as men have to do the same thing. When you cross that line, yeah, you're a female. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? It don't say nowhere in the dictionary where it says feelings have to be male or female. It says it's gonna hurt. So my thing is, if it hurts, then no, I don't care how macho you are. Okay, something gonna hurt you. Okay, regardless of how strong you are, it's something in the world that can happen to you that's gonna hurt. Okay, so if it's your feelings, don't feel like you gotta hide behind that macho-ness just because of the fact that you don't want nobody to think that you don't have no feeling. No, if you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna express it to you and let you know. If you keep doing that and I retaliate, leave you alone, don't call you, whatever the case may be, one thing you cannot say is, well, I don't know why he acting like that. No, I told you, you hurt my feelings. You thought I was joking. So I showed you that I was not. Because guess what? They do it. We need to do it too.
I would concur 100% with that. Because they do it. And they will try to put us in timeout. And then we're stuck trying to figure out what happened or what's going on. And then when they finally decide to talk to us, that's what's revealed. And it's like, man, we could have talked about that same night. It didn't have to be a whole week that we didn't talk. You know what I'm saying? So after a whole week, I ain't answering my phone. Like, you shut out. No. Regardless of where we was in the whole situation. You know what I'm saying? Because if you didn't think enough of me to call me back that same day or,
even the next
rationalize,
day.
Right.
Right.
Even the, I give you the next day.
Give you some time to think about it.
I'm so generous, I even give you 2 days.
Right.
2 days.
Generous.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like 2 days. Hey, I didn't like what went down. Okay, cool. Let's talk about it. But if that don't happen, it's like, no. Now you don't get none of my attention or time or none of my conversation about reconciliation. No.
And
because we could have did that easily.
And I definitely want to hear you say, well, you know what, whatever you're going through, just open up. No, because you don't do that. So my thing is, I think the biggest thing when it comes to the sacrificing your happiness, you know what I'm saying, it just depends on the person who you with. And I just feel like you got to have a vibe with that person. Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to sacrifice, I'm saying, like, I really feel like doing a dating phase, that should be a question, okay? What can you do for me? What can you sacrifice for me?
Yeah, well, the question is, should you sacrifice your happiness?
But I'm saying, me
I'ma
personally,
say
I
no.
feel like no.
No.
I feel like I'm saying if you trying to be in it with me and we trying to build something together, we both need to be happy.
Correct.
I'm saying communication is important. That I stress that enough. Communication and partnership. Okay, if you got that, we're gonna ride. Because guess what? Everything else as we go down this road is a learning experience. Okay, I don't know you that well, you don't know me, but we got communication
Learn each
and
other.
we build it on a partnership. So we riding together. Guess what? If we go over a bump and you bump your head and I ain't bump mine, then when we stop, the first question I'm asking you, you okay? I see you bump your head. No, I'm good. Okay, we're gonna keep riding. Okay, but then if we go over another bump and I bump my head and then we keep riding, you quiet, that I'm okay. One red flag. Okay, because I'm paying more attention to you than you paying to me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now, all of that is about observing the person you with. Okay, because they're gonna show you whether or not you should be able to sacrifice for them or not. Because it's gonna be some situations you're gonna be put in where you feel like, you know what? And once again, you that man, you want to be that provider, you want to step up for your woman and do that. Okay. At the same time, when I get in even half of a situation like that, and you can't even rifle with me, but half of the things I wrote with you, and we got a problem.
Let me ask y'all this then. Is there okay? So if your lady came to you and asked you to stop doing a particular thing, right? And you know you're gonna be with this woman and everything, but what she was asking you to stop doing actually kind of made you happy, right? Would you sacrifice that thing? And I'm gonna talk to you about it because you were talking about your really nice liquor collection.
Right.
So if your lady said, hey, you know, I've been doing a lot of research and all this kind of stuff, and you know maybe for health reasons, longevity, stuff like that, I would prefer you know, to stop drinking.
Okay.
Could you sacrifice that for her if that's what she truly wanted, and y'all was planning on, you know, eventually getting married and stuff like that?
To be honest,
Being honest.
I'm gonna say no, cause I like to drink.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying, and I like the collection of alcohol.
Yeah, cause I was gonna say.
So and so for me, like when I'm dating, I'm transparent. Like this is what I like, this is what I don't like. You know what I'm saying?
But people are trying to change you though.
And that's
Yeah,
true, and they do. And they do. For me, I accept people for who they are. You know what I'm saying? If you tell me you like to go to the NASCAR races every Saturday in NASCAR season and you don't miss a Saturday, I can respect that. For me, I like to watch college football every Saturday. Don't bother me. You know what I'm saying? And I expect the same from you. So if you say to me and you see me drink, but I'm not belligerent, I'm not out of control and none of that stuff, but I like to drink, I like to partake of alcohol. And you say, babe, you got a lot of alcohol, maybe you need to stop buying alcohol. I'm going to say, no, I like alcohol. I'm not out of control. I'm in my house. I'm in a controlled environment. I'm not reckless. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to give you all the reasons to why I would not have to stop buying alcohol. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm going to throw you a curveball.
Okay.
So what if it was something that you did that could potentially affect her too? Let's say smoking.
Now that I probably would compromise on, because if you're saying smoking cigars or
cigarettes,
definitely not. I would, because that's not my thing.
I knew that was the thing.
No, that's definitely not my thing.
Definitely not.
I'd be like, yeah, babe, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Cigars, I will probably be more flexible. Like, all right, that's cool. Hookah, we can get a hookah to offset that, right? You know what I'm saying? And because that's something we can do together.
But what is she doing? Because it's breathing issues.
I have to have me a man cave. I'm going outside.
Right,
you know
I'm
what I'm saying? I'm going out back.
Some kind of way, you know what I'm saying, to not be
right.
around her.
There's some type, it's a compromise. It's always a compromise.
Gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? If it's like, babe, you can't smoke in the house. All right, babe, I'm going out back. All right, cool.
So compromise.
Right. And we can compromise on the issue. That's no big deal. You know what I'm saying? It's always a compromise of everything. But to just shut it down completely,
all right.
That's a bit drastic to me. That's a bit drastic.
Okay, one more. This is
Uh-oh.
one more, right? It can be either one. So say, for instance, if you are you dating somebody, whatever, right? And y'all, and you know that she's talking about potentially, we older now. She say, hey, she still want to have, but she can still have kids.
Oh boy,
right? Woo. And she like, hey, and your happiness is not having no more. But you really like her. Would you sacrifice that deep?
I ain't gonna lie, no.
No?
That's a hard no for you, boy. I ain't gonna even lie. That's no for me, man.
What about you?
Only because the place I'm in life, kids aren't there.
Yeah, but what if she mean this girl everything.
She is.
And this will make her happy.
And that would be hard. That would be a hard decision.
Would you sacrifice?
I'm not. I'm not gonna even lie. I'm not gonna even sit here and flex. It's not gonna happen. Your boy is gonna say, because that's not like my place in the place I'm in life. It won't allow me to do that because my vision, my thoughts, it's over here. It's not over there. It's over here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's not. I can't do that.
So when she tell you, okay, so what's gonna happen if she?
I would be open to her leaving. Like, babe, I love you to death. I can't give you what you want. I would be man enough to say I can't give you what you want.
She'll stop taking them pills on you.
And so I'm way ahead of you on that. So that's already my thought process. I'm way ahead of you. So when she mentioned that, and I say, my thought process already like fast forward, like, oh, she gonna try to get you, my boy. So I'm already. I'm 10 steps ahead. Yeah, I'm 10 steps ahead, man. Hey. Knowledge comes age, man. Knowledge comes age.
So then she gonna be taking a little baby aspirin.
Right. Trying to fool you, boy. Yeah. Babe, go bring my pills. They in the little thing in the bathroom. Yeah. All right, babe. No. I'm straight. No, man, we're not gonna do that.
Yeah.
You know, we gonna go on and exit this thing like grown folk, man.
Them laws different now.
You know what? I'm gonna go on a limb.
He gonna drop it. He gonna give it to it.
I'm gonna go on a limb, man.
He gonna give it to it.
With that,
don't do
it. It really has to be. My first question would be this: do she have any? That's my first question. Does she have any at all? One. Yeah. Okay. If she has one, and the way we moving, I see is really the foundation is really strong, and I feel like we really gonna build and we really gonna be together. And I feel like even if it don't work, I feel like the type of, because with me it started with the friendship you build from the beginning. Yeah. Not I'm saying before any relationship you get in, I feel like you should build a friendship. Yeah. Okay, because if that relationship don't work, you can always go back to that friendship. That's how I think.
I don't know about that, but
okay, well, that's another subject. That's another topic too.
Right.
Okay, so but friendship, you build that friendship. Okay, doing that friendship. Okay, when you're talking about different subjects like kids and how would you raise your kid and different situations and stuff like that, it lets you know, okay, if something happened, if you popping them pills and I don't know it, because that happened to me, okay, if you popping them pills and I don't know it, okay, and you end up getting pregnant, now my mindset is like, okay, you know what, I don't agree with the way you did it, but...
You mean not taking them, you saying?
No. That's another story. I'm saying every time I think about it, I get mad. But anyway, you know what I'm saying? And listen, so what I'm saying is, I'm talking about prenatal vitamins to get pregnant.
Oh, you mean just getting the body ready?
Just yeah.
Oh, and then tell you.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, but those are, you take them. I mean, they ain't gonna cause her to get pregnant. What get her pregnant is what you did.
No. Yeah. That's a whole different.
If you playing basketball, you shooting them threes.
That's a whole
0 for 3, baby.
That's a whole different. That's a whole other subject. Anyway, what I'm saying is, based on the way you move and the way we move together, I'm saying I would consider that. I wouldn't just shut it down because number one, and with me, I got 3 girls. If you having a boy, I'm gonna be happy. if you have a girl, I'm still gonna be happy because it's a blessing. At the same time, it all depends on how you move. If I feel like even if it don't work out between us and we're gonna be the best co-parents and still be friends, then I wouldn't look at it as the fact that, you know what, I sacrificed, gave you this kid. I look at the fact, you know what, we got something that we're gonna partake in together because we both gotta raise this kid. So I'm saying the relationship didn't work, but we still good co-parents and we're gonna move like that. But if it's somebody you got like 4 or 5, oh no, your brother is done. Nah, bro, it's over.
Bruh.
Or if you ain't got none, I go on the limb and say if you got one and you just want another one and we serious and we moving down the road, yeah. But if you got about 4 or 5 and you talking about you want an 8, no, your boy is not the one. I'm not a candidate for that.
Bruh, people be talking about, oh, it's a blessing. No, it ain't no blessing, man. Where do we get that from? Like, everybody be saying that, and I be like, that ain't no blessing.
No, it's not.
Because it's not. How?
It's
Now I'm in there for 18 years. How is it a blessing? I'm buying Pampers. Do you know how? Bruh,
that's not
let me
necessarily
tell you
in debt,
something.
man.
My boys is like, my oldest son turned 25 like 2 weeks ago. And probably like early this year, like,
be a granddaddy or something.
oh, no. We already had to go. No, he's straight. They straight. Look, I done schooled them. They straight. They not, no, that's not where they at. They trying to get this money.
Yeah.
But you know, like a few months earlier this year, you know, and going back in some of my like, you know, totes and stuff that I had, like old paperwork and stuff, you know, I found like where I was buying like milk and dude, this was in like 1997. Bruh, milk was $5 for a can. $5 for a can like this.
And that's 25.
Bruh, yeah, right. So I can imagine having a kid now and having to buy milk. No.
Cool said, miss me with
No,
that.
sir. No, I'm sorry. Like, we're not gonna even act like that's a blessing. No, that's not a blessing. Not at all. A can, $5?
So
No,
let me ask you
And
this.
Pampers, I don't even want to talk about Pampers.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Oh, man.
But Pampers so expensive, it's ridiculous.
Oh my God.
That's
No.
why I said it would truly have to be a partnership, and I definitely would have to be very in tune with you to even consider that.
Bro, as a parent from like back then and trying to be a parent now, there's no way.
Yeah.
And it's cool for new parents because they weren't parents back then. You're a parent right now in 2022. You're a 2022 parent. You're not a 1997 parent or a 1998 parent. You don't know what the financial impact was back then.
Right.
You know right now.
Right.
So paying, because what I said, 5? So it's got to be at least triple that. $15 a can.
And
Yeah,
on
but I
top
mean,
of the
think about it,
fact that
if
you're
you-
making $7.50 an hour.
Yeah,
Right.
But that's
Right.
if you,
Because they're not. You're
you're
not making no more money.
That's if you're making that, right? But if you're a person that's, you know, that has the means, right? It is. I mean, it's a blessing.
True, but honestly, how many people really have the means to have kids and really support those kids? Like, I've got married friends who make less than 6 figures, and that's one of them working. You talking about daycare is like $200 a week.
Yeah, you talking
Bruh.
about 1,000
Come
money.
on, man. So even if both of them was working, one of them is working only to pay daycare.
Mm-hmm.
They can't even really make a dent in any, and don't have like real bills like student loans
Mhm.
or a mortgage or car payment.
That's why I'm saying it's like it's all about the preparation, right?
Right.
So if you know what I'm saying, I'm not just saying have them anytime or have them if you making minimum wage and stuff like that. But if you want to, then you need to prepare because it costs.
But how many of them really preparing?
Yeah, exactly.
Did you prepare?
I showed it.
Because I damn sure didn't. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't prepare.
I was like, whoa, this what I got right now?
So like
Okay, this what we on.
yeah.
Because the last one, I didn't plan that at all.
Right. And you just have to go.
I'm gonna say I prepared.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
Well,
We all can't be.
Maybe I'm a little advanced.
We can't all be
But
you.
no,
We
but
all can't be Rico,
yeah,
right?
no, I ain't saying that, but you can prepare
Right.
to a degree.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
I would agree.
You know, so again, like how he said it's a blessing. It can be a blessing
Right.
if the situation is correct. But like
Right.
with the scenario I was putting, if y'all planning for it,
Right.
then you could plan for that $25. Like maybe y'all don't do it right then. Maybe you say, okay, I'm gonna wait for a year to save whatever, right? To cover the Pampers, to cover XYZ, right? You know what I'm saying? So that kind of stuff. Like, I mean, even I know we're here in the U.S., right? You know what I'm saying? But I know people that are overseas, right? And a lot of the countries are different or whatever.
Right.
And they do for like the women. I think it's not Spain, but somewhere so men we can have 6 months of paternity leave.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So the women have a year, and you still and they got to keep your job for you.
Right. So
Stuff like that. So you know, so in certain situations, if you prepare, I'm not just saying just go do it or whatever.
Right.
But if that's the plan, if you prepare, you know what I mean, everything can work out if you can prepare properly.
Right. And it's funny you mentioned that. Like I never knew they give men. I forgot what it's called. Paternity leave.
Yeah, I took. Yeah. You get like
so they give men 6 months of paternity leave, and
that's
I know that
Europe.
now because
That's in Europe.
no, it happens in the U.S. too.
Well, because most of they give you about 3
My
to 4
one
weeks or
of
something like
one of my technicians at my job just got 6 months of paternity leave with his new baby.
Where's the country? Is the company U.S. based?
No, yeah, it's U.S. based here in the U.S.
So that means that the company is probably doing it. Not it's like.
And this is the government.
Yeah, because most.
This is government.
Yeah, because most companies they're gonna get the man. I forgot the women they maybe get 3 months or something like that,
Right.
and the men usually get like 3 weeks.
I think in the Army they usually give females like 90 to 120 days, something like that.
So 3 months.
You're right, but I never knew men could do that, and this is like the second situation. I think the first situation was when I was in like the private sector before I started working for the government. Yeah. And one of the guys, him and his wife had a baby, and he was like, yeah, I'm finna, be gone for the next, 90 days. And I was like, oh, okay, where you going? He's like, oh, I just had a baby, and, they give you time to bond with the baby.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a real thing? Like, for real? But it is. Like, certain companies do, like, and some dudes are real adamant about, hey, I just had a kid. I'm trying to be with my kid. You know what I'm saying?
So listen, I'm gonna look in the camera and say this: we ain't saying on bro code because they giving those 6 months of paternity leave to go making no babies. We ain't saying all
right.
Okay,
We
so
do not.
let me clear that up. Okay,
We're not gonna say that.
So I got a question for you. Okay,
Right.
so you've been in the game 11 years. Okay, so
he been out the game 11 years.
I mean, you've been married for 11 years. Yeah, you're out the game for 11 years. Let me clear that up. Okay, you've been out the game for 11 years. Okay, so can you think of a time where you had a situation where you was unhappy? And here's the thing, listen to the question. You was unhappy, you expressed your unhappiness, and the way you felt like she should move, she moved the opposite direction.
Ooh.
How did it make you feel?
Ooh.
Man, that's a real sophisticated question.
It
I
is.
gotta think about it. So you said, say the question again.
Okay, so it was a moment where you was unhappy. You expressed your unhappiness to her. You expected her to move based on how you felt a certain way, but she moved the opposite direction.
Well, since that's a real sophisticated question, I can say that the last most recent time was I was unhappy about something and I did not express it, which was the problem.
Because that's what we do as men.
Right. So I didn't express it, and when by not expressing it, it eventually just came out.
Okay.
Right.
And she could tell that something had been building up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's really what it is. And then we end up we do counseling and stuff now.
Okay.
We got a session that's coming up here or whatever, right?
Okay.
So but yeah, that's what has been one of my weaknesses is that I would leave it bottled up until it just blow over.
So let's talk about that for a minute, because people always take a negative connotation when we say counseling.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a negative thing. It's a positive thing because it helps you be able to communicate better with your mate,
Right.
or even communicate better with people in general.
And
Like-
especially yourself.
Right. It helps you to better communicate so that you're understood. So having marriage counseling or individual counseling, ain't nothing wrong with that. Period.
But I got an
And I
appointment
think
tomorrow.
right. And I think I I exhausted mine, but my counselor was like, if you need to come back, hey, let
He
me
said
know.
you use it
Cool.
all up. He said,
Yeah, I use mine up, bro.
Right.
I ain't gonna tell no lie.
Right.
Because it's very filling. You know what I'm saying? Like being able to go sit and talk to somebody
Without being judged.
without being judged. And they listen. They listen to your thoughts. And they
And
listen
my
to
therapist
everything
is a
that you got
female.
to say.
My therapist is a female.
I had a female. And you know what? I'm gonna say this. The female that I had, garbage. She was straight trash.
Oh, man.
She was horrible, bro.
I mean,
No, she was. She was.
'cause
Women
she-
and I don't
she didn't
and
agree
and,
with you
and
on
she
certain
was
things,
and
or
she
what?
was us.
Yeah.
And she was garbage. But I had a dude and he was receptive. Even if he didn't agree with what I said, he didn't let it be known. Because that wasn't his job. His job was to listen and give feedback. And that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? Good, bad, whatever.
So what made her garbage?
The fact, if I say, I went outside today and I felt sad. Why? It's a beautiful day outside. Why did you feel sad? You shouldn't feel sad.
You can't tell me how
No,
to feel.
or I mean, I can go deeper. I can say, oh, well, I feel this type of way because of this happened to me. So we'll say this. I got PTSD because this happened. Well, no, you can't have PTSD because these are the three things that factor into PTSD. But then when you go to another, and they say, no, that's not true. There are multiple things that go into that.
Could lead to that, yeah.
Right.
And see,
But then when you go back and that person is gone and it's alluded to but not specifically stated, you know, then you know, okay, am I crazy? But I know I ain't crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, as a counselor, you have to be more flexible than hard yeses and hard
one thing I'm gonna
no's.
say too before we get out of here too, man. Like
Mhm.
when you in tune with a person, like don't tell me that you care so much about me, but the flaws that I have, you want to dissect them in your own way to the fact that it makes me seem like I'm a bad person. Okay. So if you feel like, okay, if I'm gonna open up to you and tell you everything I'm going through, everything I'm feeling, okay, if you say, you know what, babe, I feel like you need to go get some help. I feel like you need to go see a counselor. Okay. Me as a man, number one, I shouldn't be mad about that, because if you care and you say I need to go see a counselor, okay, you looking out for my best interest. What I have a problem at is when you say, you know what, you got all these issues, you need to go see a counselor. Okay, you going with me? Nah, I'm good. You need to go see one. No,
I was
because
just
my
about
thing
to
is,
say.
I'm saying, if you feel like that I need to go see a counselor, then what I'm learning, you need to be learning too, because evidently it may be something that you may be doing that may be triggering me to act like that.
It may be
Okay,
affecting
so
us.
therefore, when we in counseling together, the counselor may ask the question, well, why you feel like this? And I'm like, because of this. Then she's like, well, did you know what? I didn't know that I made you feel like that. Well, you know what? I would have told you, but you know, sometimes where you act make me feel uncomfortable without telling you that. But if we in an environment where you basically taking me there for me to get better for the sake of us and vice versa, then I feel like I'm saying you should be more receptive to that. If you feel like your man or your woman should go to counseling, okay, don't be similar. You know what? You need to go see a counselor. No, baby, you know what? I feel like you got a problem. I think we should go see somebody. That way, if you feel comfortable with me listening to what they're gonna tell you, I'll sit in there. If not, I can sit outside and then we can discuss what goes on. But at the end of the day, I want us to get to the point where, we can help each other. Because by you sitting there telling me I got a problem, I know that. I know I got a problem. If I'm all these multiple relationships and they end in the same way and I ain't happy, I know I got a problem. The question is, can you see that I have a problem and be one enough, a man enough to stick with me to get through that problem?
It's always a good thing when you got somebody who's willing to stick by your side and help you through that process, whatever it may be, to get you to that point, to help you deal with your demons and then get past them to a better situation. Broco family, man, we chopped it up. We had some good conversation, man. We appreciate y'all joining us.
Before you get out of here, look here. Next episode,
we're
going to go ahead and post this on our Facebook page and our YouTube, okay? Next episode, we implementing what's called Ask Bro Code.
Ask Bro Code.
For the last 10, 15 minutes of the show, we're going to reach in and select questions that you as our fans and our guests have submitted. We're going to call your name out. We're going to read the questions, and we're going to go around the room and tell you how Bro Code feel about it. That's our show. Peace.
Peace.
Bro code, we in new mode, and we do it better sticking together. Won't bend, won't fold. No, I got your back through whatever weather, rain, sleet, or snow. Making profit while we get to the cheddar. They know we own. Take off, we gone. Diamonds two-tone. This is our throne. We in that zone. Bro code. Don't break bro code. Bro code. We in that mode.